Okay, hopefully this is focused and everything because I'm tired of doing this. Hi guys. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be back again. I have so many different ideas and videos that I have planned. It's kind of hard to do certain videos because we are in the middle of a pandemic, but I'm trying my best. And I know that I'm new to YouTube, but if any of my viewers have any specific videos that they want to see or have me talk about whatever, comment in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. If you are watching this or you're new to my channel, I suggest that you look at my first video, which is vlog during the coronavirus, my college process and how it led me to finding Marquette and making my decision. That video will be linked somewhere in this. I recommend watching that video first because it'll give you a little bit of background. I haven't really seen people talking about the college process, and that's another reason why I wanted to make this video. This video will be mainly focused on the college process, how it's probably going to change a little bit with the coronavirus happening, and how I wound up picking Marquette, what led me to finding Marquette, and just my tips. I'm still getting used to like the editing and everything, so if this video is too long, feel free to skip through. I talk a lot, if you haven't noticed by now, but I'll probably have the steps in the video, and it'll kind of be like in miscellaneous order. I just came back from eating. Today's my dad's birthday. Yay. If anyone else is feeling very weird eating out, please let me know. I hope it's not me because I'm having a hard time adjusting and just being able to like get back to normal. I don't know if it's just a me thing, but it feels so weird like, sitting down and eating. But let's get started into the video. The first points that I want to make are kind of like my process and my background. I deal with testing anxiety, so my SAT score was not the strongest. It's really, really bad, like below. I had a really good GPA. I had a 4.0. Also, it was a little different for me because I'm an athlete. In this video, I'll touch a little bit on it. Please let me know if you would like to hear about my athletic process and kind of like my recruitment process. My recruitment process wasn't your average recruiting process. I'll kind of touch on that in the video, but if you want to see more about sports and how they kind of like contact coaches, please let me know because I will make a video on that. So I had a really bad SAT score. I had a really good GPA. Like I said, I struggled with testing anxiety. So I decided to put my schools in 3 lists. Schools that you know that you're going to get in, it's like safety net schools. Middle range schools, like mid-reach, like you might get in, you might not. And then schools that are like high reach, like we're talking like Ivy League. I decided to do that. I applied to about 14 schools. When it came down to it, my 2 school choices were really between UW and Marquette. I really didn't get into any of my selective schools. That'll be the first tip that I start off with. Number 1, know that the college process is kind of a lottery. People are probably going to be mad at me for saying this. You could have all the characteristics, all the requirements. You could have a perfect SAT score. You can have a perfect GPA and still not get into a school like Princeton. There's people that are like me that had really bad SAT scores and a really good GPA and still got in. It really just kind of depends on the college that you're applying to. Also, with the coronavirus happening, it changed a lot of things. A lot of people got accepted off the wait list this year because there's a lot of stuff going on with people deferring or not wanting to come to school with the coronavirus. You have international students that are unsure. Now ICE is saying if there's online classes that international students won't be able to participate in class. Just so much messed up stuff, but it worked out in people's favor this year. The wait list upon a lot this year because I have so many people doing different things. People are taking a gap year just because of the coronavirus. So with your college process, just know that it's kind of a lottery, but don't be afraid to aim high. It really doesn't hurt applying to a school like Princeton if that's always been your dream. I still am on the wait list for some schools. I'm on the wait list for the University of Virginia and the University of Washington. And when it comes to picking a college, you need to be able to know what you're looking for in a specific college because that'll help you narrow down your choices. You need to ask yourself questions like, can I see myself all 4 years? But also, what do I want to major in? What's the rank in the country for my major? If you're not a person that's big on statistics and stuff like that, what's the success rate people go to that school have coming out of there for their major? Do you want to live somewhere that's hot? Do you want to live somewhere that's cold? Do you want to live somewhere that's in the middle? Those things can affect your mood. It just really depends on what you're kind of looking for in the school. You need to ask yourself questions because that'll really help you pick a college that'll be right for you. Number 3, don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone. Like for me, I'm going to Marquette University, which is very far. I won't say very far because it's Midwest, but I'm on the East Coast. So don't be afraid to make change. You never know what can happen if you just decide to leave what you're used to. A lot of my friends that I have in my area or in Philadelphia, they all choose to go to schools like around the area. Nothing is wrong with that. Like, it really just depends on your preference and what you're looking for. Personally, for me, I know when I'm out of Philadelphia, I just feel better. Like my mood tends to be better. Number 5, don't get caught up in the name of the school. I know a lot of people, when you think of Princeton, you think of prestige, all these different things, but don't get caught up too much because that really can hurt you in the process, because you might go to a school like Princeton or Georgetown and it might not be the right fit for you. A school like Marquette, which is an Ivy League, but it's still a great school. You really just have to ask yourself, would you be comfortable? Next year I'll be running track in Marquette. To me, it seems like it has that balance of athletics, a great academic system, which is really what I'm looking for. But if you're that kind of person that doesn't really care too much about athletics, then a school like Princeton will be for you.
I know I keep using Princeton.
I'm sorry, but you know what I'm trying to say, because Princeton's like the #1 school in the country, if not like one of the best. Don't get caught up too much in the name. Studies show that people that get caught up in the name of a school wind up going to the school and absolutely hating it. You get excited because you're within that top prestige percent of people that have been accepted to a school like Princeton, Georgetown, Stanford. When you get there, you might just not be as happy as you would be going to a different school. I know with society, it makes it really hard to not get caught up in names, but just try your absolute best. All those tips are the things that you should look for. And now I'll just kind of talk about how the coronavirus will probably change a lot of things. If you're in that incoming 2021 class, you're so lucky. There's so many schools that are canceling the SATs. This will be a topic for another day. They really should just get rid of the SAT, because I don't think that standardized testing score can really define who you are as a student and as a person. So I'm glad that that's starting to happen. But I looked all over the internet, like TikTok, Instagram, and I've seen that a lot of schools, selective schools, I've seen some pretty big name schools. Let me know if you guys want to know those names of those schools. I'll try to find them for you, but you probably can just research it yourself. A lot of these schools are starting to become test optional or not require that ACT or SAT this year. If you're someone like me that sucks at that, it's really good for you. Coronavirus will be changing a lot of things. There's a lot of uncertainty. We don't even know if we're going to even be in school next year, which is crazy. We don't even know if college athletics is going to happen. I just seen that the Ivy League canceled all their fall sports. They were the first ones to kind of cancel all athletics. My dad's actually a D1 basketball coach, which is really cool. We kind of just like been talking about it and things that are going to happen. So I feel like if the Ivy League has been the first people to kind of cancel everything, schools might start to follow after, just like how they did during the season. There's going to be a lot of uncertainty, but my biggest tip on that, I also plan to make another video on this as well, is just try to go as if everything is planned. I know it sounds crazy, but try to look at it as if we're not in a pandemic right now and just follow through. Like with me, I'm still going to go school shopping. I'm still going to act like I'm going to be running track next year, even though I might not be. Still just going to do all the things that you would do if you were getting ready to go to college or getting ready to go into your senior year, whatever grade you're in, because that's all we can do right now. There's new things coming out each day. Hard part is no one really knows what they're doing. So we just kind of have to take it step by step. Coronavirus will change a lot of things. It'll probably make the process a slight bit easier, in my opinion. Now I'm just going to talk about a little bit about me for the end of this video. My process was not easy. I'm someone that struggles with anxiety. So imagine going through the college process as stressful as it already is, and then being someone that deals with anxiety.
It is not mixable.
Like I said, if you guys want to hear more about my college athlete process, please let me know. But it hasn't been an easy road. I wasn't your #1 recruit. I wasn't your #1 track runner. I've dealt with a lot of injuries in my career that I had to overcome. I had dealt with a lot of adversity these last 4 years of high school. It's just to show you that no matter what you go through, you will be fine and you will find the school for you. I believe that Marquette is for me. It took me forever to decide, but what really solidified me picking Marquette was going to visit down there. The reason why I picked Marquette is just felt right when I was on campus. I know there was a lot of different things that were happening that I couldn't control. I know that there wasn't people on campus, which probably would have made me feel a little bit better. The buildings were closed. I wasn't able to experience that. It just felt right when I was there. And again, shout out to everyone that helped me with my process. You guys have been such a good help. Shout out to Coach Dwayne Killing, my dad's friend, the associate head coach of Marquette. He gave me the most excellent tour. It made me feel more at home. He was able to connect things that reminded me where I come from, which really helped. The location is great. Milwaukee's kind of different. I realized realized people down the Midwest are very friendly. And when you come from Philly or New York or Baltimore, or wherever, if you're coming from this side, you don't really get that as much. So I know, like, with the location and for what I want to accomplish and what I want to do, I want to be a sports psychologist. Being right there near Fiserv Forum where the Bucks play, having the guys be such a high major basketball team, it just makes my aspirations and my goals something to look forward to. It gives me the opportunity to create connections and networking. I didn't really touch on this, but just look beyond your major. I know this video is probably kind of miscellaneous. That's one of the things that you should be looking for. Don't let anyone tell you different. There's plenty of people that told me, you're talking about connections, you're like 18. Like, you need to start thinking about your future and what's going to make you successful. Like, when I just look at Marquette, I just seen all those things. It just seems like it'll be the place where I'll be most successful. Yeah, it's far from home. Yeah, I'll be away from my friends and my family, but you have to trust your gut. How do you feel when you're on campus? I don't know how college visits are going to go next year, but you really just have to trust your gut and believe that you made the right choice.
And guess what?
If you make the wrong decision, you could always just transfer. Don't feel like it's the end of the world if you get there and you hate the college. You applied there, you felt like it was going to be a different experience, you get there and you hate it. You can always transfer, and that's what I always have in the back of my mind. It's just hard transitioning and having to make tough decisions. You realize when you're in high school, at the end of high school, you get older and now you have to make one of the biggest decisions in your life. So I know that it can be hard, but just know you're not alone. Senior class in 2020, all people around the world that have lost their seasons, that have lost their final games. I never even got to go on a prom. I know it's sad. Just people that have lost those kind of things, just know that you're not alone. This class is really strong. Just from seeing things on the internet, we're gonna be fine, we're gonna make it. Gen Z is excellent with everything that's going on in the world right now. I'm just so proud of everyone. I'm happy that this process is over. I'm sorry that it took me so long to make this video. If you haven't, please check out that first video because you can kind of see my process on what I liked about Marquette. Get an idea of what you need to look for next year or this year, whatever grade you're in. Everyone, please stay safe with everything that's going on in the world right now. I know that I'm off topic. Use your voice to advocate with the things that are going on in this country right now because it is very, very serious. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you have any video ideas, please comment. I have not picked a schedule on when to upload videos. When I pick that, I'll try to upload weekly. The process is so new to me. I want to thank everyone that has viewed my video and has subscribed to me. It's crazy to me how I'm almost at 1,000 views and it's my first video. So I just want to thank you guys for supporting. Bye guys, I love you.